So how's Metroid Dread going?
Dying.
Dying a lot?
Fair amount. But I mean, like, currently dying.
Ah. So yeah, I was trying to play a little bit of Super Metroid a while ago, but it's hard. It's a hard game.
Yeah, that's one of the classic Nintendo hard ones.
I think I mentioned this before, but I really wish I could just get into Metroid. But like, it's not that I don't like it, it's just like, man, I just can't get into it, you know?
I get you.
I wish it
Like,
wasn't like that because I would like to play Metroid, but
well, I mean, it's obviously one of the genre makers with Metroidvanias.
oh yeah, and
But
I
like,
love Metroidvanias.
but the thing is I'm not gonna say that like there's series out there that are like completely better than Metroid, but there are series that have taken the formula and I don't want to say perfected, but they've gotten to where it is like kind of doing better than the OG.
Right. They evolved it.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
What's a game you'd say like evolved it?
Okay, let's see. Guacamelee actually did a pretty good evolution of it.
Never played Guacamelee. Is that good?
And you call yourself a wrestling and Metroidvania fan.
Listen, I am both of those things, but you also have to understand there's a shit ton of things that I just have not experienced.
Well, the great thing about that one is I'm pretty sure they're still on like every game marketplace, so you
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
should be able to go and get those ones.
I was scrolling through the Wikipedia page for Guacamelee, and I came upon this game that was supposed to come out God knows how long ago, a game called Hex Heroes. It was a party game that was being developed for Windows and Wii U.
Huh.
And
That's not one I'm familiar with.
And it has a bunch of guest characters. And it was successfully funded through Kickstarter.
But never materialized?
Absolutely not.
So it was a scam!
I'm reading here, the idea came out from a game jam. Developers had reached out to Nintendo through its indie self-publishing program. Project was created on Kickstarter to help raise $80,000 to develop the game. The developers got in touch with Grant Kirkhope. After a couple of months, brought him on board. He's a video game composer, best known for his work on Banjo-Kazooie.
Gotcha.
Cameo characters, which the developers wanted to include, but were unable to, were Beck, Shantae, Raz, and Steve. I don't know who Beck, Raz, or Steve. Oh, Beck is from Mighty Number 9.
Raz, I'm guessing, is
Psychonauts.
Yeah.
And then Steve is Minecraft. On April 24th,
Who would have guessed that fucking Minecraft would have blew up like it did?
Right? On April 24th, the game was successfully funded, having reached $86,000, though it hadn't reached any of its stretch goals. December 2015, Hex Heroes was displayed at the GX3 convention and was well received, landing Prismatic as an investor. Game was displayed at 2016 GDC Play Conference, was named an honorable mention for Best in Play. As of January 6, 2018, Prismatic have announced via Kickstarter that Nintendo denied access to their Switch development kit. The game is currently incomplete, and there's no indication that it will be completed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here are all the characters that were supposed to be in there. Alicia from Heart Forth, I've never heard of that. Zoya
from I'm familiar with either.
Zoya from Trine. Aaron and Danny from Game Grumps, including Ross and his cat Orf. Juan from Guacamelee. Max from Mutant Muds, Shovel Knight. Rusty from SteamWorld Dig. Lady Faye the Fourth from Rogue Legacy. Subject Debut from Paradise Lost First Contact. Cyrus from Wizorb. The Drifter from Hyperlight Drifter. Turing from Read Only Memories, and Hat Kid from A Hat in Time. So I guess just this game is Vaporware.
I feel like there's a lot of Kickstarter games that have turned into Vaporware.
Yeah. Just like what happens? Do like people just I mean, I manage there's I imagine a small portion of it is people legitimately doing scams. And then I imagine a lot of it is money mismanagement.
Honestly, I think you got it on the head there with that one, is that a lot of it is just money mismanagement.
Vaporware is so interesting. There's a list of games that were notable for being in development hell.
I can tell you the titular example.
Yeah?
Duke Nukem Forever.
That's literally the first on the list of media notable for being in development hell under video games.
Yeah. God,
Jesus.
I still have my copy of it because I refuse to get rid of it because it's gaming history. That shit actually finally came out, and when none of us ever thought it would. I will never get rid of that game on principle.
It was announced in 1997 and didn't come out until 2011.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
The hilarious part is that uh there were some retailers that still honored those original pre-orders.
That's insane. That's really cool though.
Yeah, it's like, oh well.
Here's your pre-order from 14 years ago.
The hilarious part is I was with my ex at the time, and she had got tickets to that like it used to tour around. It was a orchestra that did video game music,
Yeah.
and at the end they did "Still Alive" from Portal.
Ooh.
And on the line, except for the ones who are dead, and flashed up Duke Nukem Forever on the screen
That's incredible.
because at that point it still hadn't come out, and we assumed it never would.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page. Duke Nukem Forever currently holds the title in the Guinness World Records for having the longest development period for a video game. The record currently stands at 14 years and 44 days. Still looking at the list of like vaporware games. Team Fortress 2 apparently counts.
Yeah,
It was announced in 99 and didn't come out until 2007.
I can see that.
And then the 2016 reboot of Doom was it began development as a sequel to Doom 3 in 2008.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be Doom 4, and then we got the awesomeness that we did get.
Man, I need to actually finish both the Bethesda Doom games.
Like, I finished the first one. I keep starting the second, and I just can't keep going, and I don't get why.
They added a lot of like platforming elements in Doom Eternal that I'm
Yeah.
honestly not super big about. So, you saw Halloween 2018, right?
No, I have not,
Oh, you haven't?
but I don't really care. Of all the classic, or not classic, but modern classic horror guys, Mike Myers is like he's the one I find least interesting.
Ugh, that breaks my heart. Halloween is my favorite slasher movie.
See, like I'm not saying they're bad. It's just he's a big, tall, scary dude. Okay?
No, he is pure evil. Pure concentrated evil,
Yeah, yeah.
according to Dr. Samuel Loomis.
I was gonna say, according to Malcolm McDowell and Jamie Lee Curtis.
He is a true icon of evil.
See, I like more.
Do you like more lore?
Well, like,
So I was gonna say that. I mean,
yeah,
if you go,
because I kind of like the zombie remake better because it's more than just he's evil and went bad.
you know, it's
No,
crazy.
it shows that like there's a reason why he went bad.
You know, it's crazy though. Is John Carpenter didn't like what Rob Zombie did with Michael Myers in his version,
I can understand.
and that's why he's involved in the newer trilogy of movies
I
as
can
a
understand that.
producer.
But like I always liked Jason better because there was that supernatural element of like you can't stop him. He's
Right.
inevitable. Or like with Freddy, where everybody's got to sleep. Like, there's no getting away from Freddy. You cannot escape him.
If you go from the original continuity of Halloween, eventually you find out that Michael Myers was like part of a cult ritual or some shit. It gets nuts.
We don't talk about Season of the Witch.
Oh no, I wasn't even talking about that. I'm talking about 4, 5, and Curse of Michael Myers.
But isn't that based off of Season of the Witch?
No, Season of the Witch is a completely standalone thing.
I could have sworn that was Halloween 3.
Yeah, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. It's a standalone movie.
And like, isn't he barely in that one?
He's not in it.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to say he wasn't at all because I couldn't remember.
Well, because the way that Halloween was supposed to be, it was supposed to be an anthology series. But Michael Myers got so popular.
Gotcha.
And that's why Halloween. Yeah, and that's why Halloween 3 stands out so much, is because it's toying with that. This was supposed to be an anthology. Here's the weird thing that we wanted to do.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have done that with 2 instead. Then
I think the studio might have wanted like a really fast like sequel.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let me see.
And that's one of the things I like about the first Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
It's not Jason.
Oh yeah, it's his mom. Jason's not even the killer until the third movie. No, he doesn't get the mask until the third movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he kills the couple in the canoe at the end of the first movie.
He does. It's been a very long time since I've watched through the Friday the 13th movies. I'm talking like 10 plus years.
Yeah, and then there's Jason Goes to Hell, which is the one I've probably seen only like once, because I don't remember a lot of it.
I don't think I've seen anything past Friday 4, honestly. And if I have, I do not remember it.
I've seen bits and pieces of Jason X, aka Jason Goes to Space.
I've seen bits and pieces of that one too. It's so fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Did you see the 2009 remake?
Of which one?
Friday the 13th. It's not bad.
Don't think I have. Let me check. It's not ringing any bells, but I also don't remember a lot of movies I watched.
I don't remember it doing very well. I guess it did, actually. Film would go on to gross 92.7 million at the box office, becoming the second highest grossing film in the franchise after Freddy vs. Jason.
Which one is it now?
Friday the 13th, 2009.
Okay, no, this is the one with one of the Winchester boys. I have not seen this one.
It's not horrible, but it's not one that I'd see myself going back and watching a bunch of times.
No, I haven't seen that one.
The guy who directed it also directed the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which, by the way, the continuity line for Texas Chainsaw Massacre is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, let's not even try and go over that one because it is so goddamn convoluted.
I can. I have it pulled up.
No, you want to know a good, kind of gory, but still pretty good psychological horror movie?
Absolutely. Let me know.
13 Ghosts.
All right, hang on. I know you mentioned 13 Ghosts just now, but I'm looking at the Texas Chainsaw Wikipedia. Viggo Mortensen was in Texas Chainsaw 3?
Yeah, isn't he a sheriff?
I don't know. I'm just not learning this.
Pretty sure.
The only movies I've seen with Viggo Mortensen in it are, of course, Lord of the Rings and Hidalgo. Hidalgo's pretty good.
No, he's the hitchhiker.
All right, but yeah, 13 Ghosts, is that on my list of... It is not. I need to write this down.
Have you not seen that one?
I have not.
Ooh, yeah, we got a good cast here.
Matthew Lillard's in it, right?
Yeah, Matthew Lillard, Shannon Elizabeth, Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. Okay, yeah, I was just listening to the Besties podcast, and one of the hosts on that recommended it.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a little gory, but there's it's not a thriller, but I don't know how else to describe it other than psychological, because it has a lot of the it plays on a lot of like psychological fears, like the characters themselves and what they go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really don't want to go over a lot of it, so because like I want you to go in not knowing anything.
Got it. Let me just
Although
close.
looking at
Let me just close the Wikipedia page for it.
looking it up, it does put it under horror/thriller. So
Let's see what Letterbox says.
it actually is a remake. I'm just going to read
Tags.
the little blurb. A state-of-the-art remake of the classic William Castle horror film about a family that inherits a spectacular old house from an eccentric uncle. There's just one problem. The house seems to have a dangerous agenda all its own. Trapped in their new home by strangely shifting walls, the family encounters powerful and vengeful entities that threaten to annihilate anyone in their path.
Okay, I want to read this really good review somebody left on Letterboxd for 13 Ghosts.
Go ahead.
It's a 3-star review from a user named Shelby. It says, "When I say I hate all men, I just want Matthew Lillard to know he's not included in that category." That's very good. Also, the review directly above it from a single white femalian says, "There's a sexy titty ghost in 13 Ghosts. That's how you know it's good."
I wouldn't call her sexy, but to each their own.
But yeah, I'll write 13 Ghosts on my horror checklist. You're gonna be very disappointed by the amount of horror movies I haven't seen. Well, I'll go down my checklist.
Oh, these are the ones you
Haven't seen.
that are on your list to see?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Hellraiser.
Okay, hold on right now. Evil Dead, I will give you as horror. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness
Are
are
comedies.
splatstick.
Yeah.
They're not straight up comedy. There's still horror to them. And Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi have taken to calling that genre splatstick.
That's very good.
Because it's a lot of physical humor with the horror element, and I absolutely love splatstick movies. Bruce Campbell is one of my favorite actors, so yeah, watch those. Hellraiser, the original, great movie. There's a remake coming out where they're actually being a little more
accurate to the stories,
to the book or the novella, because they're taking in the novella, Pinhead isn't even actually a named Cenobite.
Yeah, aren't they just they're just unnamed.
Well, not all of them. Some get named, some don't.
Yeah.
But during production, the Cenobite got the nickname Pinhead and it stuck, and he became like the leader.
Oh, okay.
To the point that Clive Barker later on in a couple other books that are set in the same universe refers to him. I don't think straight by Pinhead, but like I think it's the Black Priest or something like that.
I do just want to mention, because you brought up a splat stick. You know how that's how Peter Jackson got his start. The man who directed Lord of the Rings got his start doing splat stick movies.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they're real fucked up, my guy.
When we're talking horror movies, there is a very big definition for fucked up. Are we talking like American fucked up or European and Asia fucked up?
I'm talking just like incredibly gory fucked up.
Okay, American fucked up. Because European and Asian fucked up includes a Serbian film, and we won't talk about a Serbian film.
Yeah, I've heard too much about that movie. I do not plan on watching it.
I have never watched it. I've heard enough. And anybody that is listening that wants to know about it, go look it up on your own. I ain't talking about it. Shit's that bad.
But yeah, Peter Jackson's first movie is called Bad Taste, and it's about aliens that come to Earth with the intention of turning humans into food.
Nice corny pun name.
Then he did one called Meet the Feebles, otherwise known as Frogs of War.
That one sounds vaguely familiar.
Actually, I don't know if this one's a splatter movie. Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. There's a scene where someone goes on a shooting spree with an M60. Um, but it
Oh,
features
okay. Yeah, I know what the one that.
Muppets.
Yeah,
So,
it's one I know by reputation. I haven't actually seen it myself, but it is on my list to watch.
and then there's Brain Dead. Probably the one that people know the most. It's a zombie comedy.
A zomcom.
Yeah.
A rom-com zomcom.
Actually, I gotta put Brain Dead on my list because I actually do want. No, not Brian Dead. Brain Dead.
Brian dead, where a bunch of dead Bryans come after you.
Okay, so back to my checklist. After Hellraiser, I have written down the 1979 Amityville Horror.
Yeah. Either that or the remake. I mean, the problem with
I
the
thought that was a
Amityville.
sigh. I thought that was a sigh of disappointment.
The problem I have with Amityville is for how long people claimed it was real.
Oh, that's a discussion that's neither here nor there.
And how it played itself up on this really happened. And like they had so many people paid off to keep the story going. And yeah, it's
Uh,
as a movie itself, it's all right. I just have issues with it because of all that hype around it.
After that, I have 1960 Psycho.
Yeah, that's a good one. And the remake with, I think it's Vince Vaughn.
I think you're right. The 1998, yeah, Vince Vaughn. Hey, Viggo Mortensen is also in that.
The crazy thing about the remake is that's literally shot for shot.
Oh shit!
Like there's no variance. It is literally the same exact shots, same exact everything, just new actors. So with that, it's really, do you want to watch the original actors or do you want to watch faces you're gonna know? But it's otherwise the same movie. So it's still pretty good either way.
You know, I'll put down plus remake here. The next movie, I don't know where you would place it in genre because David Lynch is weird, just generally.
Oh God.
But it is Eraserhead.
Okay. Yeah, that's that.
It's my friend Levi's favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, they just keep it under horror indie.
Yeah, Wikipedia says experimental body horror.
I have issues when it comes to some body horror, and that's why I've never
that is
finished
completely fair.
Eraserhead.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's just I can't finish it. Like I get real like done in the way it's done. It gets to me, but like I can watch The Thing with no issue. So go figure.
All right, so after Eraserhead, we got The Exorcist. Because
The Exorcist.
I haven't seen The Exorcist. I'm gonna read the book too. I got the book on Kindle Unlimited.
Honestly, I would tell you to just read the book because unless you're severely religious,
I am not.
A lot of its impact isn't going to hit you. It's very much a product of its time. It is a good movie. It is a good horror movie when you look at it objectively. But it also very much played up on religious fears at the time.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
And due to the, not as big of, religious fervor in society anymore, it doesn't have the same impact. I still put it in the worth watching column. It's just like I know you probably heard it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Go in knowing that it's from a certain perspective that isn't so much there anymore.
Gotcha. Next up, I have the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
More disturbing than scary.
From the clips that I've seen, because my uncle frequently watches it. From the clips that I've seen, yes.
One of the best things with the original Texas Chainsaw is I don't think you actually ever see anybody die on screen.
Really?
If I'm remembering correctly, you only ever see Leatherface like grab them, pull them behind a door, then you hear everything. So your brain fills in, and that's why it's so good, is because you're scaring yourself, not somebody else's version of scary.
Right. And then after that, I have Carrie.
Good one. I'm a big Stephen King fan.
Same. Remind me to circle back to Stephen King because I started reading 11/22/63. Fantastic so far. I did have Halloween 2018 written down on here, but I crossed it out because I watched it last night. Great movie. I thought it was good. Jamie Lee Curtis is a badass. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. It's Jamie Lee fucking Curtis.
Right. And then immediately after it, Halloween Kills, which I'll get to because it just came out. And it's streaming on Peacock, which is interesting. It's Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. That's the newer It movies.
I was going to say, old or new?
I've seen the old one. I don't very much care for it. I don't know what I thought was so scary about it, because it's not scary.
I will not stand for this Tim Curry slander.
Hey, Tim Curry is great. It's not a scary movie. Or mini-series, rather.
Fuck you. If I'm walking in the sewers and I hear Tim Curry's voice saying that kind of shit echoing around, I am shitting my pants.
Hey, Georgie.
His voice is half of why that movie's scary. And the fact he's a goddamn method actor.
Tim Curry's just great.
Like, I want you to realize that there are stories of him walking around set like that.
Oh, I believe it.
I have not seen the remakes.
From what I hear, they're terrifying.
I've heard they're supposed to be pretty good modernizations. I just haven't seen them yet. The wife has. She liked them, so.
Another movie I had on here, but I crossed it out because I watched it a while ago, is a movie called Ghost Watch. If you're unfamiliar, for Halloween 1992, the BBC decided to broadcast a paranormal investigation hosted by a British TV talk show legend as they try to uncover, quote-unquote, the truth behind the most haunted house in Britain. And the thing was, they did air this live, and they made it seem like a live, telethon broadcast.
Yeah, I'm reading on it. It's actually a mockumentary.
Yeah, but the thing is, people were so freaked out, they were calling in complaints to BBC, and I think, unfortunately, someone actually did commit suicide because of the movie, because it scared them so much.
Yeah, it said this has never been repeated on UK television. Controversy. Although it was aired under the Screen One drama banner, its documentary style led many viewers to believe the events were real, causing much controversy after the show's airing. The BBC was besieged with 30,000 phone calls.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, 18-year-old factory worker Martin Denham, who suffered from learning difficulties and had a mental age of 13, died by suicide 5 days after the program aired. The family home had suffered with a faulty central heating system which caused the pipes to knock, which the ghost in the movie is called Pipes, and that's what he does to scare people, is bang on the pipes of houses.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. And
so
then,
basically, it took the stories about War of the Worlds and actually did it.
And then it did cause a couple of cases of PTSD in some younger children.
Yeah, it says some of the scenes actually got quite graphic, so.
Yeah, the whole thing ends with the TV host getting possessed by the ghost pipes and then, delivering this chilling, just final monologue.
I may have to add that one to my,
Oh, it's pretty good. It's really good. The only issue I had with it is that it's a slow burn.
Yeah, understandably, based on the style, reading about it, I can see why it would be.
And, I guess maybe being, 20 years removed from the movie's original release, I didn't think it was that scary.
Yeah, that's another thing, in the case of The Exorcist, a lot of these do have some product of the times.
Yeah, but, I still gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, so.
Right.
After Ghost Watch, I have 1981's Possession.
Don't think I've seen that one. It's not ringing any bells. I tend to go a lot more the B route when it comes to horror movies.
From what I hear, Possession is absolutely terrifying. And it's like top of most people's like favorite horror movies of all time.
Like I'm more like a Puppet Master, Phantasm, fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space, like bad cheesy horror.
Yeah. After that, I have In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh, the Lovecraft story.
Yeah. There's a
Oh, I
whole
forget who.
like unofficial trilogy John Carpenter did
Yeah,
that I think starts with The Thing and then it has At the Mouth of Madness and then one other movie.
didn't he pull some of the assets from the Mouth of Madness for a different movie too?
I don't know.
Could have sworn that he did.
I guess it's technically. Oh yeah. I don't know why I said At the Mouth of Madness. It's in. Not that it really matters.
No, I remember. It wasn't Carpenter. It was Burton. He actually took some of the penguin props
Oh really?
for from In the Mouth of Madness for Batman Returns.
Huh. That's interesting.
I'm almost positive.
Okay, yeah. In the Mouth of Madness is part of Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy, which it's The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, and Prince of Darkness, which I just added to the list. After that, I have As Above, So Below. A lot of my friends have been watching that recently, and they say it's very good, and I like a good claustrophobic horror movie. Oh, and it's found footage, so that should be fun.
Nope. No thanks.
Oh, you don't like found footage movies?
I can't stand found footage movies. I find them dumb as shit.
Damn.
Like, I think it's because most of them just.
Yeah, there's a lot. Found footage is a great genre, but unfortunately, it did get plagued with a ton of let's just shit this out because it's easy to make.
Like, Blair Witch is dumb as shit to me.
You know, I will concede on that point. I did not like Blair Witch Project.
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield is also very dumb.
The original Paranormal Activity is the only found footage movie I like.
It's very good.
Its sequels, I don't like. The original, I'm good. The original had me fucking awake the rest of the goddamn night.
Oh, same, dude.
Like that original was very well done. And that ending fucking got me. But after that, I don't know if it's just because.
Well, they made like one a year after that.
Yeah, I think it had to be because how quick they pushed them out. And it's like.
You get burned out very fast.
You took the charm and just drove it into the ground.
Yeah. I think they're actually bringing it back soon.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh yeah, it's called Next of Kin.
Is that the next one?
Yeah. Premise: the film follows a young woman trying to discover what happened with her mother, who disappeared years ago, until she discovers the terrifying truth about her mother's past. If it sounds good, if like people like it, I might watch it. Oh, it comes out in like a couple of weeks.
Oh, there you go.
On Paramount Plus, and I think theaters. Nope. Movie will be released exclusively on Paramount Plus. All right. So after As Above, So Below, I have Trick or Treat.
That definitely sounds like a V1.
I know my uncle likes it very much. It's about that little kid that has like the bag over his head that kills people.
That's not ringing bells.
Oh, it's an anthology horror comedy. Yeah. It relates 4 Halloween horror stories with a common element in them. Sam, a mysterious child trick-or-treater, wearing shabby orange footy pajamas and a burlap sack over his head. Oh, does he
From
not?
2007?
Yeah. Does he
That's on Hulu.
Does he actually
and
kill
HBO
anyone?
Max.
I don't know if he kills anyone.
Anna Paquin, Dylan Baker, Brian Cox. It's got a decent cast.
You said it was on Hulu and HBO?
Yeah.
Cool. I have both of those.
Like I did the quick Google search and available platforms.
You know, that's one thing I like about Letterboxd is that they tell you where you can watch movies.
Yeah.
After Trick or Treat, I have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark because I loved those books as a kid.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. Loved the books.
Then I added 13 Ghosts, Brain Dead, and Prince of Darkness as we were recording.
Alright.
And that's my list so far of shit to watch this year, or at least sometime soon. Oh, I also have a movie on here, Blue Velvet. It's not a horror movie, but it's another David Lynch weirdness.
Yeah.
Neo-noir mystery thriller is what Wikipedia says. That blends psychological horror with film noir. Which does sound like a very David Lynch thing to do.
Oh my god.
What's up?
Tell me you've heard of Manos, the Hands of Fate.
Oh yeah, I watched that like a long time ago.
2018.
Wait.
Manos returns.
What?
Four friends get lost on a road trip and stumble on a hidden cult led by the sinister master and his servant.
You're fucking kidding me.
I am not kidding you. I just put in horror movie on Google and it's in the top picks for me because of how much I love bad shit.
Oh my god.
It is a real goddamn thing and I don't know how to feel about that.
It was kickstarted.
It's gotta be by a bunch of fucking MST3K fans. It has to be. Nobody else gives a shit about that movie.
Nobody in the credits has a clickable link on Wikipedia.
Like, it had to have been a bunch of Misties that, like,
they got the dude who played the master to reprise his role.
That's amazing.
Oh, they got 3 people to reprise their roles from the original movie.
Tell me one of them's Torgo. Tell me one of them is Torgo.
The film stars Naaman Jones reprising a role as Debbie, her father Tom Naaman reprising his role as the Master, and Diane Marie reprising her role as Margaret.
No. Damn.
Wow.
I can't believe this is actually a thing.
It does say that it's a tongue-in-cheek sort of movie, which means it was made to be like kind of shitty.
Yeah, it's a comedy horror, but like I have to see this on principle.
So do I.
I have to just on goddamn principle. Just like that is.
Oh, it's a tight 67 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a long watch either.
I mean, the original was only 70 minutes, so
yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh god.
There it is. I can rent it for $1.
Like, I am so goddamn tickled by this.
This is great.
Like, for anybody that has never heard of Manos, the Hands of Fate, it is widely considered to be the worst movie ever made.
Yep.
The production is shit. The camera is shit. They lost the audio track and had to redub the entire thing with 3 goddamn people.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Like, it is such a case of talking because it's 2 guys and 1 woman. If you're going to watch it, I almost have to advocate watching the MST3K episode because you are not going to make it through. It is that bad without it.
Wait, there's a movie that came out between the original and Manos Returns. It's called Manos, The Rise of Torgo. Doesn't have a Wikipedia link, but it just says, it was released on Amazon Prime streaming in 2018.
Manos, The Rise of Torgo. Here we go. IMDb. It is a comedy horror done as a prequel.
Yep.
I'm almost confident in saying that it had a lower budget than the original, and that is a goddamn claim. Because I believe the original, for when it was made, was only like 26 grand.
This is fucking nuts, dude. Thank you for telling me that this exists.
I'm glad I found out it exists. No, $19,000.66 was its budget.
Whew. Yeah, I'm putting Manos Returns on my watch list. I do have to rewatch the first one, but I mean, I'm fine with doing that. Yeah, if anyone doubts anything, this is like basically like the horror movie version of like The Room.
There's also from 2010, Manos, The Search for Valley Lodge, which I don't think ever got off the ground. He began in 2010. Writer-director Rupert Talbot Munch Sr. began work on Manos: The Search for Valley Lodge.
Yep.
Tom Naiman, in a cameo reprising his role as the Master. His daughter, Jackie Naiman Jones, reprising Debbie. And Diane Mayrie, reprising Margaret. And Bernie Rosenbaum, who played the teenage boy in the original film during the 2 makeout scenes.
Gene Snitsky and Maria Kanellis are supposed to be in it.
Along with UFC fighter Ryan Big Deal Jimmo.
What the fuck? But yeah, by the end of 2014, project was scrapped. But Gene Snitsky and Maria Kanellis?
I almost wish that would have been made, because, like, holy fuck. like, there's something about bad movies, but then there's bad movies with wrestlers in them.
Right.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Which, if we want to bring up bad movies with wrestlers, we kind of have to talk about Roddy.
Oh, and fuck, what movie was he? I can't ever remember.
The two that immediately come to mind are They Live and Hell Comes to Frogtown.
They Live, that's the one.
No, I would not call They Live bad, just heavy-handed.
Right, because that's the one where he puts on the glasses and sees all the aliens controlling shit, right?
And all the consume, buy. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, well.
This is definitely not about capitalism.
Wasn't this prescient, or whatever the fucking word is?
Prescient?
Yeah, because, like, gee, this isn't fucking modern times.
Yeah, it's definitely like a... It's like, oh, you want a movie about capitalism? Bah!
And the thing is, that movie is why we have the line, I'm here to do 2 things, kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
And I'm all out of ass to chew. I'm here to kick gum and chew ass, and I'm all out of ass.
You sure you got that one right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. You know what I need to see, because it's a bad movie with a wrestler in it. I want to See No Evil.
That one actually isn't that bad. Like, it's not great, but it's not egregiously bad either. I put it in as solidly decent.
Yeah, you know another movie that I would put as solidly decent with a name you might... They're not a wrestler, but they are a heavy metal singer.
Trying to think, what singers do I know that do movies?
I think this is his only movie where he had like an actual like named role.
What movie?
It's called Fear Clinic, and Corey Taylor is in it.
Huh. My first initial thought is it's either Corey Taylor or Scott Ian, and I just couldn't.
The movie stars Robert Englund as the main baddie.
Huh.
It's
an interesting duo.
Not a bad movie.
Well, I wouldn't expect it to be. You have Robert Englund and Corey Taylor, who's a massive horror fan himself.
I mean, people didn't like it very much, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, with those two, I'd expect it to be at least okay.
Let me look up Fear Clinic on Letterboxd or something so I can give you like the plot summary. Wikipedia does not do good at concise summaries. 5 young adults travel to a special clinic run by the infamous Dr. Andover to treat their phobias. One by one, their worst fears begin to manifest themselves and intrude into each patient's reality.
I think I may have seen the...
It was a web series before it was turned into a movie.
I think I may have seen the trailer for this, because it looks vaguely familiar.
It looks like you could watch it on Amazon Prime Video. You can also get it on YouTube and Google Play Movies for $2.
It's free on Vudu.
Oh, yeah. There it is. I skipped over that.
Okay, here's a question. The original Gremlins.
Yes.
Do we count that as horror or Christmas movie?
Oh, you can't do this to me. This is just like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes. There's no argument there.
Then I guess Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
But is it also a horror movie?
It's a horror comedy.
I'm sorry, I love Gremlins. How can you not love Gremlins?
Oh no, Gremlins is great.
And the the two lesser known ripoffs, Critters and Ghoulies.
I really love that under the cameo section and under cast it says Steven Spielberg as man riding recumbent bike. That's just a great role name. Man, to be a man riding a recumbent bike. That's the dream.
Yeah, I love me some good schlock in my horror.
Yeah, horror has to have a good, like, if I'm in the, it depends. If I'm in the mood for, like, a nutso horror movie, like something that's like, something that I would consider high art horror, maybe not so much schlock, like really suck me in, but if I'm just looking to have a good time, I need that schlock.
Have you seen the original Candyman?
I have not.
See, I've seen it a handful of times, but it's been years since the last time I watched it. So I'm kind of intrigued to watch the new one because
Yeah.
it's supposed to ignore the second one on and like do an alternate. I don't know if it's even supposed to be an alternate timeline or if it's just going like the other ones didn't happen,
I think it's supposed to be like that one.
where it's just a new sequel.
Yeah. That's Jordan Peele wrote that, didn't he?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, this screenplay by Jordan Peele, Win Rosenfield, and Nia DaCosta. Okay. I haven't seen any of Jordan Peele's other horror movies.
What other good, bad horror movies are out there?
Alright, I googled good bad horror movies and it took me to Screen Rant. And
Sorry, I don't understand.
Shut
but
the
I found something related. Do you want to know whether horror movies can affect your behavior?
No, shut up.
No, we know they can't. We're not Tom Hanks.
Number 10 on Screen Rant says Jason X. Number 9 is Doom from 2005.
Oh, the one with the rock?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
The Babysitter from 2017. Polaroid from 2019. Tremors Shrieker Island from 2020.
oh, any of the Tremors are good schlocky movies.
This one is interesting because I've heard so many polarizing thoughts about it. There's someone I respect. They're one of the hosts of the podcast, Late Night with Brian Wecht. Leighton, who's been a horror fan all her life, says Unfriended is good, actually.
Unfriended? I have not seen it.
It's a found footage of like a Skype call sort of deal.
Oh, okay, I know what one you're talking about. Yeah, I had no interest in seeing that one.
Screen Rant has it on their number 5 here. Number 4, Leprechaun.
I like me some Leprechaun.
Leprechaun's just goofy enough.
Especially the one where he raps.
What was that, like Leprechaun 3 or some shit?
It's up there. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's actually called Leprechaun in the Hood.
If we're going to talk about bad horror movies, and we've already brought up Stephen King, you know what one I'm talking about.
Maximum Overdrive?
Uh-huh.
The one he made on a Coke bender?
Coke and alcohol bender that he does not remember writing or making.
That makes sense.
But, God, like, I love me some bad horror, but even that one's pushing it.
Right.
Though, like one of our friends says, it is good simply for the fact that we get to hear Lisa Simpson curse.
Yes.
Because Yeardley Smith is in it.
I know I said I wanted to circle back to Stephen King at some point, but I do kind of want to end the episode here and go play Dead by Daylight with some friends.
I mean, we can end it going over Stephen King. Like,
yeah, good point. So, what was your first Stephen King book, if you even remember?
Oh, first book?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Actually, it's one most people probably haven't heard of. Eyes of the Dragon.
Fuck, Eyes of the Dragon is so good. That movie's so good.
Most people don't know that that's a book of his. Yes,
because it's a straight up fantasy novel.
but it does connect to the Dark Tower.
Yes, it does. It sure fucking does, buddy.
Because everything he does fucking relates, or almost everything he does.
Yeah, because the villain of Eyes of the Dragon is Randall Flagg.
Okay, yeah. Let's just go filmography here, real quick, because he's got a big one.
I was gonna mention that my first Stephen King book was Cell. Now, have you read Cell?
Don't think I have.
Basically, a weird signal is broadcast over the global cell phone network and turns the majority of people into more or less zombies.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was a good book. It was a good book. Highly recommend.
Now, obviously, there's the ones everybody's going to know movie-wise. Carrie, The Shining, Langoliers, Pet Cemetery.
The Langoliers is so funny. Oh, I do want to mention,
the one with the vampire.
Salem's Lot?
Thank you. Could not remember for the life of me the name of it.
I do just want to mention that the people that were not affected by the mysterious cell phone pulse are in the novel called the Normies. Very funny. Yeah, Salem's Lot is fucking great.
Thinner was also him.
Yep.
Storm of the Century, even though that's not so much a horror.
You know, I haven't actually watched a lot of Stephen King movies. You know what movie fucks me up, though?
The Green Mile?
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
That movie and that book fucking keep me up at night. But yes, The Green Mile is very, very good. You know, I would technically count that as horror.
Another one people don't know is him. Shawshank.
I think that's more known nowadays than...
Well, yeah, now, but like at the time, most people did not know that King wrote Shawshank Redemption,
or that it was a novella that got turned into a very long ass movie
about his friend Andy Dufresne.
It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah. Books. Let's see. Carrie, Salem's Lot, The Shining, The Stand, The Long Walk, Dead Zone, Firestarter.
If you're gonna read The Stand, I recommend reading the uncut, unedited version that came out in 1990.
It's a fucking massive book, but goddamn, is it worth it?
Yeah, the original Stand actually I think had like 300 pages cut from it.
I'm looking at
which is why I recommend reading the uncut version.
The original page count was 823. The uncut is 1153.
Yep.
There's 330 extra fucking pages. There's a whole nother book.
Basically, yeah. Underrated book and movie for that matter, The Dark Half. The Dark Half is about an author who had a parasitic twin cut out of his brain when he was born. And then this when he starts writing books, he writes under the pen name George Stark, and it's like his weird parasitic brain kind of like becomes its own person. It was very weird.
Obviously, we got to mention Cujo.
Cujo's great. That book. That's another book that kind of fucked me up for a bit, honestly.
Because of how like just down to earth and real it is.
Yeah, dude, Cujo's terrifying.
Yeah, but like there's nothing really supernatural about it like most of his shit.
I know, it's just a dog with rabies.
It's just it's scary because of how plausible it is.
Also, just the woman being trapped in the car with her son and he's fucking dehydrating.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Running Man.
I haven't read that one. I saw the movie many times and I don't like the movie.
Though, if we want to get real technical, technically that was under Bachman and not King, but whatever.
The two Richard Bachman books I've read are Thinner and The Long Walk. The Long Walk is real good.
Christine.
I have that one, but I haven't read it.
Obviously the whole Dark Tower series, but those are less horror.
Yeah, that's more of like a weird, like interconnected fantasy.
One of my absolute favorites, Misery.
Misery rules.
Oh my god. That movie is great.
Kathy Bates,
Yes, she is so good in that role.
perfect for it.
I will if I see that one on, I will sit down and watch it from wherever it's on from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a movie that the movie and the book made me realize, like, if I ever become a famous author, this might be something I have to deal with. Even on the lowest like probability, it could still happen. Have you read Gerald's Game?
No, I have not read Gerald's Game.
So it's about a woman and her husband. They turn in for a night of some experimentation. If you catch my drift, and then the husband has and then the husband has a fucking heart attack and dies while she's handcuffed to the bed.
Oh!
So she can't fucking get out. And at one point, this creepy dude like breaks into their house and just starts watching her. It's fucked. It's really good though.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Desperation is very good.
Duma Key is actually pretty good too.
I haven't read Duma Key. I read Dreamcatcher. I actually don't like that one as much.
I haven't read it, but I've watched it, and I like the movie.
Lisi's story is really good. It's about a woman coping with the death of her author husband, and she discovers some shit. That's all I'll say. I started reading Under the Dome. I got real deep into it, but then it's a fucking massive book.
Have you read the Shining sequel? Dr. Sleep?
I started reading some of it, and then I stopped about 200 pages in.
See, because I haven't read that one because I haven't heard much about it.
It's good from all that I've heard. I did read Revival. Revival has a heavy Lovecraftian vibe towards the end of it. Very good. And actually, I think Revival is honestly the most recent King book I've read. There's a lot of King I need to catch up on.
Yeah, I haven't read a lot of his newer stuff.
You know, it makes me upset that nobody really talks about like his short story collections. And not that his short stories are that unknown. A lot of them got made into movies and TV shows and whatnot. But
you're talking like Silver Bullet from a Buick 8.
Well, Silver Bullet was actually like and from a Buick 8. Those are both books.
I thought those were collections. I thought those were collections.
Actually, technically, Silver Bullet was a novella under the name Cycle of the Werewolf.
Gotcha.
And no, From a Buick 8 is a straight up book. But I'm talking about like Night Shift, Everything's Eventual.
Gotcha. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Full Dark, No Stars.
Nightmares and Dreamscapes, Hearts in Atlantis, those kind of ones. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
The Bizarre Bad Dreams is really good. I need to find my copy of that. And apparently he released a new one last year that I have not read. It's called If It Bleeds. Oh, okay. That's a collection of previously unpublished novellas.
Okay, that is revisionist history, you dirty fucks.
What is?
On Wikipedia, they have Maximum Overdrive as a comedy horror, and fuck you, he did that as a straight up horror. It was just that bad.
It's a retrospective comedy.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, like, sorry if you hear hammering in the background. My uncle's putting up a shelf, I think. Just randomly. But yeah, like Children of the Corn is a short story.
Oh, but that's a good series of movies.
I didn't really like the first movie that much.
The little kid is creepy, dude. Come on.
Oh, yeah, he is, but I don't really like the movie. Also, Maximum Overdrive is based on the short story simply called Trucks. Just saw that on the Wikipedia page for Night Shift, which is his first short story collection.
Right. Rose Red. I feel the miniseries of that one was pretty damn good.
I've not read or seen it.
I haven't read it, but I watched the miniseries and I thought it was pretty well done. Did you know Cell got a movie?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it, and from what I heard, I know that one was in development hell for a long time.
I mean, it's the it weirdly is the second Stephen King adaptation to co-star John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, the first one was 1408.
That was a good one too.
1408 is great.
That's around that same time he started doing a lot of the weird, like, past coming up through to the present shit, like with it's the one that the sci-fi series that Edge was in was based on Castle Rock.
Oh yeah, Castle Rock was just like wasn't that like his anthology TV show?
And the Colorado Kid and all that. Like, it had a lot of shit where it was the past bleeding through to the present kind of shit. Because that's what 1408 was. Is he was stuck in that room, and he had so much of the shit that happened in that room in the past bleeding through that he had to go through.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm fairly sure that apparently this year, how did you pronounce it again? Lacey or Lacey's?
I believe it is Lacey.
It got a mini-series on Apple TV on June 4th.
Yeah. And from what I've seen, people seem to like it. I do not have Apple TV, so I unfortunately cannot watch it.
Yeah, neither do I. And I can't stand Apple.
Oh, Stephen King wrote all of the episodes. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, it's based off of his novel.
But he doesn't write all of his adaptations.
Most of them he actually is involved in to a major degree.
Yeah, but usually not as a writer.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, you could probably get a fucking free trial of Apple TV, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's a 7-day free trial, so maybe I'll just get that to watch Lacey's story and then bail. That book is really fucking good.
I'm kind of waiting to do this same thing for the Wheel of Time series that Amazon Prime's doing.
Oh yeah, I've not read the Wheel of Time books. I need to.
I've read the entire series and I love it, but
I know Jake has. Jake has read the books,
and I refuse to give Amazon any more money. So
it makes sense.
I'll free trial that shit later on.
All right, well, I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Yeah, it's probably a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Fuck Jeff Bezos, even though I do pay you $13 a month for fast delivery.
Yeah, you can fuck off.
Hey, no ethical consumption under capitalism. Anyway.
Just next time you go up to space, stay there.
Yes.
Without a suit.
Thank you guys so very much for listening to this episode. The reason why we did an After Dark this session is because Josh just had surgery and is in a lot of pain, so we couldn't do a full game tonight. So yeah, just thought I'd say that. Anyway,
as you can tell by nobody else jumping in, it was pretty much just the two of us today.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. If you want to get in touch with us, we're on Twitter @AmbiguousPod. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/AmbiguousPod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Moral Ambiguity Podcast. Everything's in the link tree. That's linktr.ee/Moral Ambiguity. So, and tell your friends if they like D&D and just shitting, farting around, talking about stuff. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon.
Ooh.
Bye.
Later.